There we are. Microphone is live. Going back to this SVO, I just trimmed everything off it and put a 5.0 in it. So I don't have brakes. So they're going to lock up a lot. um, and 5.0 motors, a lot of motor for this poor little hatch, even though it came with it as an option. Back in the day, I do believe, I can't back that up with facts, but I do remember an SVO 5.0, so we got that going for us. But got to make sure to give myself at least one like. You people roam through, but you don't push the little thumbs up button, which I'm not going to complain. I guess you could always push the other one, and that would be unlikely to be good from you. So thanks for showing up. No need to feel obligated to press any buttons. Oh, just got one more screen to load, and that'd be a lot easier to do if I turned the phone the right way. This little goofy thing. Got to get me a new phone one of these days. I feel like I've had this one since 10 years or longer. It's barely a smartphone. All right. All the hard stuff's done. We'll swap you to there, because if not, that'll take a night-night here in a minute. I don't know why, but I always feel like my chair's too far away. I guess I need to readjust the stand. About to start building the next one. I want a rig with motion. It's going to be expensive and probably take a long time to save the money up, but that's where I want to go next, because these rally games, my brain is just like it would be so much better in motion, but I got to figure out how to do screens, and do I want the screen to be static or move with the rig, and then if it moves with the rig, we got to, yeah, there's a lot of extra, we got to see about some pre-built stuff. That way I don't have to worry about designing crap. Although my father's one heck of a redneck engineer, if I give him a problem, he'd figure out how to make it work. Goodness, can't kick that off. All right. I stumbled across this. Was the last paint job in the Fine Designs tab, and I can't help it. I was a fan. I watched Care Bears growing up. I remember at Christmas when the Care Bears movie showed up on our back step. It was either a Care Bears movie or Rainbow Bright. It was one of them last minute deliveries from Santa Claus. I'm sure one of my aunts or uncles was hiding in the woods. But you opened the door and all that was there was a VHS tape wrapped in. I think it was the Care Bears movie because I kind of remember the wrapping. It was a long time ago. I was like 6. But it's a core memory, you know. Those kind of memories stick around. We're not going to try to free play this yet until we find out what she drives like. I do believe she hopped up into Class B with the motor, so we're just going to take her for a cruise in Class B on the mountain. Maybe we'll see how it goes. We may have to go to an easier track. This thing might just be a little wild. She ain't got no tires on her. Okay, we just got to find it. I may have been wrong, and she may still be in C. We're looking for white or Care Bears. Boy, I got a lot of B-class cars. There they are. She's probably just going to sit and burn rubber. I feel that. Oh, what kind of music are we in the mood for today? Roots and Wings, the Wallfire. If I remember right, that last one wasn't very good. A station based on 3 Days Grace. King Panta. I'm not. my brain wants to say that in all kinds of words that in other languages might be dirty. So we'll just leave his name alone and we'll call him the Pantaman. I think we should just Sunday cruise this little 5.0. Like I said, we ain't got no tires or brakes. Okay. My brake pedal was stuck, I'm guessing. It started to feel kind of funky yesterday. I need to tear it apart. Oh, she's going to be a drifty car, that's for sure. Which is why we put the 5.0 in her. We just got to make some money. We have to break out my other pedal set. This brake pedal is acting a little unpleasant. And I gotta remember, I got no ABS right now. So it's full lock. Gotta be really careful. Breathe on it. As the guy that taught me to drive on tractors told me. Just don't crush the baby's face. You pretend you're stepping on a baby's face. And it's absolutely horrific to think about. But it was good advice. Because you just want to breathe on it when you ain't got no ABS. Otherwise, they'll lock up and throw you into the wall. This 5.0 motor is something else. We just need enough money to buy the drift suspension, I'm going to guess. And we can just go to free play and make some more money. Car already tears it up in second gear. I imagine with the right tuning on it, she'd do alright. Right now though, that gas pedal is touchy. First gear. First gear. Very dangerous. I think we're not going to do it the first gear anymore. We'll just hang out in second. She's a 5-speed, we'll be fine. I guess if we're gonna lock up, why not use the happy brake? Oh, because it's not a happy brake. We'll get there. Couple laps on here and we'll have $2,000, make this thing a drift car. More than likely. If I remember right, she didn't drive half bad with the tires on there. With the inline 4 hadn't it? Just got so many. Because it's hard to drive them all. I remember which ones I've driven and which ones I just drove for like a challenge or observation platform. that waterfall. You got to admit, they did pretty decent with the graphics in this game. I ain't going to compare it to GT7 as far as graphics go. They went above and beyond in 7, but they missed the mark on some other things. Cars felt very dead. I mean, maybe updates have fixed it. I don't own a PlayStation anymore, so I can't go back to it. Distractions. But it's alright, we put the distraction down. This thing is unhappy with me. It's good to get the lap disqualified right off the bat. No pressure after that. I'll tell you, stock 5.0 has got a little too much juice for the tires that have come on this thing. Having to shift early just to keep from blowing them out. And then she lets me know she weighs nothing. Wouldn't be so bad, but we have stock suspension, so it doesn't hold that good. It just snaps back. Or holds it too long. Got to go put some suspension brakes on it and just tune it to do the thing it wants to do. Oh, we gotta do something with it. It's either we put the drift suspension on it and just go free play it with just a 5.0 engine in it, or if we made enough money. Yeah, that's the thing. One lap, maybe. We only need $500. My cars, please. To the left. All the way to Ford. Hey, good stuff. I missed it. There it is. Run be easy. Oh yeah, we made enough. We got to get our brakes back. I was hoping that we made enough for the brakes. And just nope, don't have the first level of valves. But we can put a flywheel on it. And right now she is just naturally aspirated, but she has a supercharger just begging to be put on. Tuning. Not adjustable yet. We'll start it. That'll work. Trust in you, as we get excited, get trust in you. Oh, me too. Well, we got her tuned. Let's see how she drives. That's the better, only way to find out. I think we'll just go to Barcelona. See if she can make it around the cheater's corner. Oh, wrong button. At least they saved it. Get thrust in you, let me excite. box, she's not terrible. Gonna need some power. Supercharger might be too much. I just max out everything else. Definitely gonna need the clutch and the distance between the gears is bad. Like the gears are good, but the hesitation between shifts, not so much. Clutch and drive, adjustable transmission should fix all of that. But driving wise, I ain't gonna touch the suspension until it starts to give me problems. Beef. Oh. No worries. Thank you. Second gear right on first. Don't have the power to just hop into third. Too far to the left. Let's work our way back across the track. See, that hesitation between gears. I have to do something about that. First. Transmission's the next thing to do. While we figure it out. Just throw the supercharger on it. That should be just right. Something. It needs something to give it a little kick in the butt. Could just be a matter of weight reduction too. She's pretty balanced, so I don't know how I want to mess with that. Maybe the first level. Just so she does that a little better. Too much brake. My brake pedal is definitely feeling a little funky. I'm starting to wonder if my spring got a crunch to it that it didn't have before. Kind of added some resistance, but it was hung when we started. That's why the car wouldn't move. Yellow. He's watching us. Start writing down the numbers and see if it's the same chopper in every track that has a chopper. Smooth though. I know a lot of people watch me do it. You are correct. Drifting ain't all about the speed. It's about the feeling cruiser. When you get it corner just right. Speed's nice. You go around the corner super fast. Really, it's just a cool way to show off. I like to show off. I'm good at this. It's one of the few things. I'm not bad at the time trials, so I think most of my time trials are going to be a set course or rally. Forza's probably just going to become almost exclusively drift. The time trials will happen because I pick it apart somehow. But I got almost every car in the game that I want. Every time I go back and look at them, but that's happening. That's the last time. Yeah, Horizon 6 coming soon. I ain't decided if I'm getting it on release or not. I haven't thought that much about it. I'm worried what kind of driving model they're going to have in it. It's going to be more arcade and more like Motorsport, which is arcade, but not. I'm hoping. Oh, 74,000 points. A little bit of that there snap understeer. That's what they call that, or understeer. Between oversteer and snap understeer. The new one was coming. Snappy start. Get you. Yeah, we definitely got good. It needs something to help with that distance between second and third gear on the downshift or upshift. Comes in so late. Oh, see, there went that clicking noise. I'm gonna have to look at it. I think my spring did collapse. It's not coming back up. As long as it ain't sticking. Something's gone loose in there. We have to do a quick swap out. You gotta look at that. Well, that's not where we want to go. Not a big fan of Watkins either, but we'll take it. to see if it's kicking the brake on or not. Settings. What I'd like to see is a place where it shows me if they're working. Feels so bad. But I don't know how to see if it's working without launching the thing that it says not to launch while you're playing the game. Well, it's still working. We just got to make sure not to do certain things, like push it too soft, and because then the spring doesn't recover it. Let's see if we got parts. Money, $400. This is super tempting. That should all make a difference, right? I just can't keep my foot resting on it. I got a spare set, but I'm not going to play with the tuning yet, because we just, made everything better, supposedly. Shouldn't have the hesitation. Mistakes have been made. We're going to have to relaunch the game. I looked at my Thrustmaster menu, and it's lost its mind now. Stand back for a second while we get this relaunched. this thing recalibrate itself. I'm real tempted to swap those out. Feels like the plastic bracket. The whole pedal's wiggly. Game is launching. Put on a replay, and I'm gonna swap out pedals. This was my Chicken Regal. I think she was hitting the top 6 or top 5%. Better camera to watch. Gotta find the right tools. She's still out. Nice thing is it's just 2 quick little screws. Turn that off. I got a feeling that what the heck that's missing out of this set is the right one. But almost all of this is. That one's too small. It's on this table somewhere. I got 2 sets of these. Where's the other set? That's the question. I set it down. There she is. Main circuit's this one. Gotta keep up track of your tools. Used to the other set. They got the bump stop on for the brake. The old set, but they didn't change the plug-in. Still just a basic old little phone jack port. What is happening on there? I do believe what is going on here? Oh, It's that brake pedal. It won't do it no more. I was like, what's going on? Like I said, we gotta swap it out. That was weird. I didn't realize it was going to do that. I forgot that the brake pedal is back in the camera. Oh. There's those two screws. I just got to untie it from the machinery we have it tagged to. Jacked. No rental. They're broken. Other side. I swear to God, this side is bigger and heavier. They came with my 300. They're working. Speed that crap way up. This is the fun part. Hitting these little holes. Wow. There we go. Going in. What's she say? As soon as that makes the second one easier to hit. Tightened up, pulled you semi out of the way for the moment. But we have a gas pedal again and a brake pedal. That is so entertaining. It's all back in its box. Repairman. We have a brake pedal for now until this one does the same thing. I'm gonna upgrade one of these years. One of these days I'm gonna be rich and be able to afford that force feedback brake. One that pulses. I don't know what I need it for, but I want it in my life. I need a drink. While I'm up and walking around, I've had enough coffee and critical. Here's my juice. There we go. We used to have a spare set But these ones are gonna feel weird because they have fat. And like I said, the one's got the bump stop on it to keep you from pushing the brake too hard. It won't let you. I'll put that one on my freaking e-brake. All right. Now we get to find out if we jacked my wheel off all the way. Boy, that came out wrong. That came out so wrong. Y'all get it though. I thought about doing a little Cosworth, but we forgot to change the weather. It's raining. Time getting the tires warming up. Darn rain. I think the tires would spin easier. But they don't. I'll have to fix that. That was too much. Got caught by the teeth. Guess that's never got through again. I was right this time. Doesn't hesitate. Let that go first. Around she goes. She just really good, but I'm enjoying this car so much. It's ridiculous how good it is. She still needs a couple of upgrades. Neutral doesn't work. Neutral does not put any power to the fuel, so young love. Wonder why I felt different. Forgot to put the chair back where it belongs after I changed out the pedals. Yeah, crawled on the ladder. Yeah, it's all about how to do things that matter. You can't put your hands around. Maybe bother. No, without. Ring like a lady around. Look up and be all that work. A little money and a plate at the church. Family tree. Oh, we forgot to change the weather. It's raining much harder this time. Think about that. Play at church. See? It's very foggy. Stiffer suspension helped a little bit, but I'm not for sure because it's so dang slippery and rainy. Trying to struggle through this one because I don't want to do this track twice. I would have some, if I go out, I got to select a new track, and that's awful tempting too. I need to fix the weather, and a different track would be nice. Great thing about free play, you can just adjust. I doubt we made anything, but every little ounce of power makes a difference right now. Sure, ignition sounds good. I think we should have just thrown the supercharger on it. And she'd probably be perfect. And I could take off the motor parts and toss the supercharger. It would probably put down more power than it does with the parts we currently have. There's some fun in that. Let's see if she does second gear. I doubt it. I take it back. except for the last points. Get out there on the side, so we can get around this corner of that. Just a little. Maybe a big track to do some treatment because it's so big. You get a little look at everything, so to speak. But I really don't want to tune on things until I'm certain I got the power right where I want it. And I still got a transmission to run. Slides on when I don't expect it. But the hand side of the power button is much better. You see, she runs out in third gear. The distance from third and fourth is not a powerful place to go. She really does not like it when you touch the dirt. Oh. Back on track. It's okay. We got 4 minutes left. That is not the brake pedal. That's the don't touch that brake pedal. I just can't seem to beat that 12 grand. I could get up there and then lose it. Man, she gets it. Almost. She just needs power. Fourth gear's a dog. Unless you're way up in the RPM band already. Third gear runs out. That's the best way to put it. Third gear just doesn't hang around long enough. So we need a transmission, or we need more power. Preferable to more power. Ooh, Lime Rock. We're going there anyway, because I need to practice. And I'm getting better at it every time. This song is absolute garbage. There we go. I can listen to some Skillet. I think they're in Ruidoso this weekend. Unless it was last weekend. It might have been last weekend. Cheap horsepower. It's not a need more horsepower thing. It's a can we do more with the horsepower we have by making the car not weigh so much, make it less of a rock. Really should have went and bought the transmission, but it's coming. .1. Yeah, that's still better drop rate than normal. Looking okay. 8 viewers so far. Woohoo. They don't stick around. I'm boring. But I do drift better than most. Gonna make my way to the top of that list eventually. I figure the list will stop shuffling around when Horizon 6 comes out. And maybe I can make a run for the top. I don't see me catching Demonic though. That dude is inhuman. We tried second gear. Let's see if she takes off in third. We did make her lighter. Well, it helps if we're on the right screen, doesn't it? Come on now. Sometimes it just doesn't like to make the jump between screens. It doesn't do it in third. Goodness. Couldn't see that coming. Must have been the weight transfer over the hill. Probably just went, we're spinning. We have to do that. myself on some other things. It's not aimed for the edge of the track. I came out of that. Hey, look. There's no track left to recover. 50 grand. 50.2. I'll take it. I like that it logs your last score if you don't. That way now I know I don't have to, like, okay, I'm going to lock that. B Street. Yes, I'm right. Left in you dead. Just a house. Ooh, Barcelona. Back where we started. This car's being pretty phenomenal. It just needs power. It needs a lot of power. Like, I think I've put enough pots on it now where I think I'm gonna make. Oh, I ain't gotta peel nothing off. If I want the supercharger, it's available. Let's skip some steps and make this thing a beast that we can't even control. Start taking parts off. Still need the transmission. We're not going to play with anything because we just added Lord knows how much power. Oh, still can't do it in third gear yet. Pretty bad entry on that. We don't put any judgments based on that. We came in all kinds of too high. Stiff, and that's the easy way to get stiff without having to guess on spring rates. And the last layer of it is going to give it just a little more terrible. Too much. Too much. Almost got it right that time. Just got in the gas too hard in second gear. Every time I think about second gear, I should go to third. More control in third gear. Banked it, I guess. Thought about that corner too hard. The rain ruined it for me. Oh, she's fun. She's a beast. She meet-up worthy. She got the good enough control to her. We gotta do... We're gonna see what the weight reduce does to it before we go adjusting spring rates. Ooh, we won't get good data from this one because this track's... If we can't drift here, there's a problem with the car. You can rack points on this and just keep on racking them because the track's so wide and the corners are so smooth. But it's just amazing. And we got enough left for the reinforcement. Groovy. Still in A class, which is always good. Always good to kind of stay in the... I like to stay under S. That way I can use them in the rival leaderboards. The leaderboards, sorry. Choked on my own teeth for a minute there. It was very strange. Very strange. Off we go. Alright. There we go. No. Which is odd. That stop is keeping me from doing a lot of over braking. Could always use more power. There's nothing wrong. Unless you're just doing balance constantly, then you might want to take some out. But I like my cars to be able to spin the tires in every gear. I'm asking too much. So much unnecessary. This one's a little too rapid. Very steep. Throws me off. I get tire spin in the opposite direction when I'm not expecting. Oops. Full concentration. Very necessary. Always. This corner requires donuts. code. There's a wall right there. Pretty red one. Hey, look, people. I already know everything I want to do to make it better. Just a little bit of suspension. A little tighter on the front. Maybe a smidgen in there. Yeah. We're going to put it and see what happens. I don't know if I like this or not. I hummed with it. Mid-Ohio. I can't decide really if I want to put the transmission in or not. The gear spacing's getting better with power. And I could put that money elsewhere. But it did give us enough to get it, so. How much is my diff? 200? I'd be 50 short. But I'd rather have that than the drive-off. And I can find 50. See? The differential is going to make things easier. I got to take a little 5-minute water break. I'll be right back. We survived. Didn't drown. I'm gonna turn that back on. Meow, meow, meow. Keep me on the ground. The ones who thought would never leave. Too much. We don't want to. Not yet.